Joseph and Potiphar's wife. Now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. Potiphar, an Egyptian who was one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard, brought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he entrusted to his care everything he owned. From the time he put him in charge of his household and of all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptian because of Joseph. The blessing of the Lord was on everything Potiphar had, both in the house and in the field. So he left in Joseph's care everything he had. With Joseph in charge, he did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was well built and handsome, and after a while his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." Uh-oh. Another movie preview. Rating it to be determined. But he refused. "With me in charge," he told her, "my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owns he has entrusted to my care. No one is greater in this house than I am. My master has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her. So it shows you how Joseph was steadfast in his faith and how you can be strengthened by faith, even under these different types of pressures. One day, let's continue to read. One day he went into the house to attend to his duties, and none of the household servants were inside. She caught him by his cloak and said, "Come to bed with me." But he left his cloak in her hand and ran out of the house. Uh-oh. Was he clothesless? Whoops. When she saw that he had left his cloak in her hand and had run out of the house, she called her household servants. "Look," she said to them, "this Hebrew has been brought to us to make sport of us. He came in here to sleep with me, but I screamed. When he heard me scream for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house." Oh boy. She's lying, this lying. She kept his cloak beside her until his master came home. Then she told him this story. "That Hebrew slave you brought us came to me to make sport of me. But as soon as I screamed for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house." When his master heard the story, his wife told him, saying, "This is how your slave treated me." He burned with anger. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. So he was not too happy with Joseph, to the point where he put them possibly in a special type of prison, like for people who were just really bad, on that list, on the king, where the king's prisoners were confined. Let's continue to read. But while Joseph was there in the prison, the Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden. So the warden put Joseph in charge of all those held in the prison, and he was made responsible for all that was done there. The warden paid no attention to anything under Joseph's care, because the Lord was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. More to it. Joseph was in a loving family, originally with, being the favorite of the family. Now he's sold. Now he's in Egypt. Now he was working for Potiphar for a while in Egypt, and he's gone up. Now Potiphar's wife has hit on him, and Joseph refused by keeping strong in the faith, and Joseph was humanly punished for it. However, the Lord was with him. The Lord was protecting him. So yes, he went to prison, but he wasn't going to prison to die. He wasn't going to prison to be harmed. In fact, he won favor of the warden, and the warden put him over everything. It says a lot. It also says about Joseph. So if he was, when he was young, being the favorite, getting special things, it can show us that he's now having to be humble. So if Joseph had that character of cockiness and boldness and not boldness, but cockiness and arrogance, now he's having to humble himself and learn a different way. So it goes to show, and he kept God in the forefront. He knew God was with him, and he made sure to keep the faith. And that's what we need. That's what you need. That's what I need. That's what we need. What kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind about the unfortunate story of Joseph so far? How he went from one bad to the next. How even though things were looking from bad to worse, how the Lord was protecting him. How the Lord was with him. And we can look at that for ourselves today. How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?